Neighbourhood policing has come a long way since the days of Dixon of Dock Green.
Good evening, all.
From inner city estates to suburbia, this new generation of community police officers are on the front line. Their aim is to develop a stronger bond with the community.
Have you had any problems then over the last week?
Crack down on the crimes taking place on their doorstep.
Have you been drinking tonight? No. Where's your speech sled then?
Formulate fast action plans to take down the criminals.
Captain, careful.
Who do you think you are?
In this new series of Neighbourhood Blues, we go to the Humberside Police Region and get exclusive access to 24 teams of neighbourhood police officers.
You'll do this, mate.
As they tackle the problems blighting local people.
You're now under arrest on suspicion of possession with intent to supply a controlled drug.
And rise to the challenge of making the streets a safer place. Coming up, a travellers' camp gets busted.
No, that's fine. Well, we knew it was here.
That's fine.
The neighbourhood police get tough on tearaway teens.
Don't keep flicking your lighters at me. Just leave now.
And the team go on the trail of two supermarket shoplifters.
That was good.
This new style of neighbourhood policing is all about getting back to basics and connecting with the public. One of the major breakthrough ways in achieving this is the setting up of community surgeries and neighbourhood beat meetings, where the residents can talk to the police as part of a group or one-on-one. The British economy suffers as a result of shoplifting, with hundreds of millions of pounds worth of goods stolen from stores every year. In Hull, the neighbourhood team are tackling shop theft by joining forces with retailers in the local area.
Yeah, good morning everybody. I'm Sergeant Steve Lamb from the Riverside team based at Queen's Gardens Police Station.
Sergeant Steve Lamb is leading today's meeting.
It's an opportunity really for us to share information with our retail crime partners, and very well attended today with representatives from all the major city centre retail stores.
Driffield was also serious again last year. It did quieten down for a bit, but suddenly it's starting to peak again.
The meetings provide the team with a valuable opportunity to share vital information with local store owners, to discuss how best to target known offenders in the area.
If you was to compare that against the daytime stuff, the retail stuff, how would that look?
Particular shoplifters what keep coming into your shop, whether they've stolen or you suspect they're going to steal, and you turn them away. Or you meetings to get intelligence and information flowing from ourselves to the shops and vice versa. It's beneficial for the retail businesses and also for members of the public going about their daily business around the town centre for reducing crime and antisocial behaviour.
The intelligence gathered at the meeting allows the team to identify shoplifting hotspots across Hull. Over in the city centre, one of the neighbourhood team's PCSOs has spotted a man stealing. Gareth and Alan have been called to investigate.
PCSOs, Hull Police Support Officers, they'd seen him and another lad walking into the rear of the shops of the TJUs, each carrying a television. I've come round the corner. A member of the public's told us where the television was, and he's been seen coming out the shop. He was the male of the PCSO I'd seen carrying the television. Went through that way, he said.
A shopper has seen the man dump a television before running off across the street. Gareth spots him and pulls him to one side.
Keep your hands out of your pockets for me.
Some socks and stuff like that.
Some socks and stuff like that. Yeah, where are they now?
In my bag.
In your bag.
The man claims all he's bought today is some sweets and some socks, but Gareth's not convinced.
Listen to me. I'm PC Cowley from Queen's Gardens Police Station. Going to carry out a Section 1 pay search on you.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Looking for stolen or prohibited items because I suspect you may carry them.
No problem, I'll say. I'm a ceiling fixer by trade, shop fitter. I've gone in there to get some stuff, it's not there. I bought some sweets, it won't wear, paid for them, bam, and then we're gone.
Cut that for us, mate.
Is there any reason for this? I don't understand.
There is, because somebody's seen you disposing of some property which we believe to be stolen.
Alan and Gareth decide to arrest him, much to the amusement of a passerby.
You just been back shoplifting. Oh, yeah,
Shop theft is one of the largest crimes in Britain, with shoplifting costing stores a staggering £137 million a year.
Slide yourself in there for me, mate, please. Thank you.
So when's this gone missing, like, please? Because they haven't been funny, I've got a child at home.
The man is trying every excuse in the book to try and avoid a trip to the station.
Right, you're going to Central, all right? Is that quick enough for you?
What?
You're going to Central Police Station.
Well, take me to where the you want, because
no problems. OK, slide across so we don't hit you with the door. Thank you.
But as Alan starts to drive off, the man starts thrashing around in the back of the police car.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Back.
Don't touch me.
Sit back. Sit back.
You're going to prat about, you'll go in a van.
Stupid, or you'll go in a van. Do you understand? You'll come out and you'll go on the floor in a van. Do you understand?
Get on with it.
Do you understand?
Can you get the van to Mill Street,
Get on with it.
Gareth and Alan have no choice but to get him out of the car and restrain him at the roadside before he injures himself or them.
You're not going anywhere. So
do you know what it is?
Calm down.
You think I have forgot your face, you Who the do you think you are?
Plenty of PC Kelly from
Yeah, you're bullying people in custody.
bullying.
But even face down on the tarmac, this foul-mouthed man is still refusing to behave.
If you're bullied at school, you
the pressure will be taken off,
well,
won't
put my feet on the floor.
Relax.
Well, let go then you can rest.
Don't work like that, mate, 'cause you're threatening to kick.
Gareth and Alan try to reason with the man, but he continues to be abusive and threaten the officers.
Stop pushing, right?
Well, that's one reason we're not letting go.
So let go of my feet.
Not a chance you're threatening to murder us.
The neighbourhood team have special training to deal with abusive and threatening behaviour like this, and always remain calm and controlled no matter what is thrown at them. They've been wrestling with the man for nearly 15 minutes, but finally it seems that they are starting to get through to him.
Let the feet go on the floor and stop, please. Let the feet go on the floor.
Right, listen, fella, if your feet go on the floor and you kick off, they'll go back.
Yeah,
Do we understand?
Yeah.
Just give them a well.
No problem. You know him, don't you?
Right. Just try out. Right. Put your foot down and stop making threats then. Fella, we're getting places. There.
But all of a sudden, the man becomes motionless.
Want to sit up now you've calmed down? Eh? Want to sit up now you've calmed down? You can see your chest over, so you're not going to... Let's put him in a recovery position. It'll just take a bit longer to deal with him then, if that's the case. We'll take him to hospital and then we'll sit with him until he's better.
He appears to be unconscious. Alan checks the man's pulse and responses. They all seem to be perfectly normal. He could be faking it.
Come on, fella, you've still got a good pulse and you're breathing well. Stop messing about, otherwise we're going to be sat in hospital with you longer.
And all that'll do is delay your arrival at custody. Your clock won't start until you arrive back at the station. So be forcing your eyes closed, which that doesn't show us anything.
Yeah, just going to get an ambulance for him now. I think he's pretending, but you never know, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, it's quite normal. Some people do give us lots of abuse, shout various things, but we're professional people, we've heard it all before. He's the one laid on the floor in handcuffs and I'm laid over him, so don't bother us really.
A few minutes later, paramedics arrive to check him over.
Because they're okay, they're reacting, he's got a nice strong, as you say, a nice strong pulse. It's just plain hard to get. Yeah.
Sometimes prisoners will feign illness so they are taken to hospital rather than going straight to the cells.
Give them a full examination. And
how long they're at Hull Royal, they still remain in the cells for the same amount of time because they haven't reached there yet, so...
The paramedic agrees with Gareth and Alan. They all think he is trying his luck, but as a precaution they will take him down to Hull Royal Infirmary for a full health check.
So when you came up to him, he was conscious, alert?
Yeah, he was walking fine. Arrested him, 15 minutes on the floor shouting and bawling, struggling, and then...
All his stats are good, all his observations, everything's looking good?
We never know what to expect when we come on a shift. That's the beauty of this job. I don't know what you're going to come up against.
The man was given a clean bill of health at the hospital and sent to the police station. He was subsequently found guilty of theft and given a 6-week prison sentence.
Yeah, you're
Let's hope he won't be acting up for the police in the future. Keeping town centres crime-free is high on the police's agenda, but so is making the street where you live a safer place. Despite best efforts to keep troublesome kids off the streets, concerns about antisocial behaviour caused by loitering youths are still rife.
They've got nowhere else to go, so they're going to turn to the streets, the parks, for entertainment and drinking.
Young people need somewhere to go. I think the government should be putting more money into youth opportunities.
But youth leisure schemes can sometimes become a magnet for troublemakers.
We're off to East Park on Holderness Road. To a local skate park, which is basically a facility for the youngsters to go in and just generally to socialise, and it keeps them in one area so we know where they are. They're in a safe place to be, and obviously it's a lot easier for us to police them should there be any problems. Unfortunately, over a period of time, we've had a number of calls to service to police for fires being started in the bushes and the areas that surround the skate park. The council have been in and cut back the bushes and trying to sort of take away the opportunity for them to do this. Unfortunately, it's continued. So the council have now decided, basically, that they're going to, over the next period of a week, they're going to shut the skate park and shut the facility off to the youngsters.
It's an unpopular decision, but the team feel their only option is to close the park early to stop it from being vandalised.
Antisocial behaviour is a massive, massive problem for us. Obviously, 99 times out of 100 it involves youngsters of a certain age, and that's what we're targeted on to deal with, because obviously the misery that can be caused by antisocial behaviour to the rest of the community can be quite catastrophic in certain areas, if you like, and also it causes a lot of unpleasantness for people, so that's what our main job is.
The skate park is normally a hive of activity, but today's freezing weather has put the youngsters off.
And as you can see at this moment in time, it's virtually empty. I don't think I've ever seen it this quiet, to be honest with you. Yeah, we'll be coming down every night of the week at around this time, just to make sure that the park is clear before they lock it up, and obviously to explain to the children that are using the facility why it's being shut so early, and obviously the ramifications for them should they try and get back in later and after it's been locked up.
The damage that has already been caused at the park is extensive.
When you look through here, you can see the wooded area here now, which is far, far clearer than ever it was a while ago. And if you take a walk through there, although you can't actually see it today too well because of the snow, you'll find several burn areas, and some of the trees have got scorching and that where they've been starting the fires in there. The big factor of that is that should the fires take hold of the trees, we could have had a much worse situation here, quite a serious arson if that lot had gone up, which is another reason why it's been cut back.
The team's priority is to protect the local community, but Paul is determined to ensure the knock-on effect of closing the park won't mean that the neighbours end up suffering more.
We'll be out tonight monitoring the other areas tonight. The police community support officers will also be out on foot, going around the additional areas where we think they may well congregate, obviously just to make sure that there's no problems with them, as I say, because they're not allowed in to use their own facility.
I've spoken to a few of the older lads who come on here who use it quite regularly, and they're not too happy about it closing for a week, so I think hopefully a bit of peer pressure, they might get a grip of the youngsters, hopefully stop them doing the fires.
The park keepers arrive to lock up, but it seems that there is one lad who is intent on staying put despite the cold weather.
Are you going to ask them to move?
Paul knows this boy well.
You understand what's happening?
Oh yeah, I can get to the...
Right, well, it's time to go now, so if you want to move, because you can lock the gates now.
Give me 1 minute, I've got a bad leg, so...
Sorry?
I've got a bad leg.
Well, you've managed... You weren't here 5 minutes ago. You've obviously managed to walk here. Oh, did you? Well, the park has been shut, so you're now being asked to move, so I'm now asking you to move.
I'll go that way then.
Sorry? That's fine, but now... You can have a nice chat with PC Jefferson on the way out, can't you?
No point in locking it, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Sorry? Well, if you come back in 10 minutes, you'll get arrested. How's that?
The boy is trying his hardest to wind Paul up, and to make it worse, he's now pulled out 2 lighters.
So what have you done to your leg then? Sorry? You burnt your leg? Yeah. What were you doing, trying to start a fire somewhere?
I don't know, but...
Don't keep flicking your lighters at me. Don't keep flicking your lighters at me. Just leave now.
He claims to have injured his leg whilst trying to light a fire, only adding to Paul's frustration.
Just be advised, it will be on CCTV later, so if we have to come back, I'll take great pleasure in locking you up. Yeah. Bye-bye. He's one of the regular lads that frequents this area. He does cause us a lot of problems.
I've had quite a lot of contact with his parents, who, sadly for them, have lost control of him totally, really. They're quite decent people, sadly, but which is unusual. When parents are decent, the kids are not normally that bad, but unfortunately, in his case, he seems to think that he can do what he wants. He's no longer in school, and just has caused us a lot of problems over the last few years, really.
The majority of young people in the local community manage to stay out of trouble. But as the problems at the park highlight, it only takes a handful of troublemakers to mean that everyone gets deprived of the use of the facilities. All is quiet now, but Paul will be keeping a close eye on things.
Doesn't appear to be here for the moment. We shall see in time.
The team work with the families of children they regularly have contact with. They offer ongoing support and advice on how they can turn things around. Find out later what happens when they visit the home of the lad moved on from the park. Shoplifters steal for all sorts of reasons. Some steal to order, some steal for kicks, but others are drug addicts looking to sell stolen goods to pay for their next fix. Following the Retail Crime Partnership meeting, the police work with store managers to keep on top of this major problem. Over in Hull, Dave and Sean have received a call about a theft from the manager of a supermarket, and they have a hunch about who may be responsible.
We're going to go to Morrison's on Brandsholme. They've just had a shop theft not so long ago, and there's two males who are responsible for stealing quite a large quantity of spirits. The descriptions are very vague, but I've got a sneaking suspicion it might be two males who are currently wanted for a number of similar offences. So we're just going to go to the shop and have a look at their CCTV and see if we can identify them, and then from there we'll go out and have a look and see if we can get hold of them. The first one's a little bit different because there are a couple of males who have been outstanding for some time for a number of offences, including burglaries and shop thefts. They're very well known to us, but we're having trouble identifying where they are at the moment, so it would be nice to be able to get hold of them.
Bottles of alcohol from supermarkets are one of the most sought-after items by shoplifters in the UK. Dave and Sean are hoping that the store's CCTV footage will tell them if their suspicions are correct about who's responsible for the current theft. Arriving at the store, they head inside to view the security video. It shows a man who appears to be stealing bottles of alcohol.
The best camera's angle you're going to see him on will be as he's walking out the door. So he's coming now, camera 3.
CCTV footage like this is one of the most effective weapons in the fight against shoplifting, and today it's given the neighbourhood team some vital clues. The man stealing the spirits fits the bill of one of the men they think they're after.
Leave it with us. The footage isn't brilliant, but he's certainly got a good likeness of the suspect that we had in mind. Obviously, as I say, he's wanted for other offences anyway, so we'll bear this one in mind as we go looking for him. The staff have seen the person who was responsible for this shop theft make off on a cycle in the direction of Noddle Way in the Garths over there, which is where we believe one of our suspects lives. So we'll start having a look in that area and knock on a few doors and see if we can find him.
All of the clues point to the wanted men, so Dave and Sean head to an address where they believe one of them lives. They find the house, but before they have a chance to knock on the door, news comes over the radio that the men they're after have been spotted nearby, making off on bicycles.
I don't know, he's obviously had a phone call about something.
The police are hot on their heels, but will they catch up with the suspects? We'll find out later. Cannabis farms and factories are on the increase, and last year more than 20 were discovered every day, with police seizing over £100 million worth of the drug. Down at HQ, the team are being briefed in preparation for a raid on a suspected cannabis farm. They've received intelligence that the drug is being grown on a nearby Travellers site.
So there's 3 warrants on 3 separate stands on the same site. Our strategy will be to enter the site and secure the 3 locations and detain any persons there and preserve evidence. We've got CSI with us who will then come in and photograph the scene before we start looking at dismantling it and seizing any evidence.
The team know the residents well, and it was only a year ago that the site was raided for the same offence.
They weren't hostile, they were quite well behaved, good humoured, and I don't expect that will change today. But we just have to be prepared just in case it does turn up like this.
The Force helicopter has already been at work and identified 3 heat sources coming from the site that they believe to be possible growing sites. This ties in nicely with the other information they've received.
The intelligence suggested that they were actually growing it in a blue container. The only blue container on the site is this one.
But the team are still keen to make sure that the raid is handled sensitively to preserve the good relationship that they have built with a community they have previously had problems with.
And we've been involved in various charity football matches with them, and we've got them on side, and I don't want to ruin that by going heavy-handed in to do the warrants. So firm but fair, but overall communicate with them, tell them why we're there. If Steve's agreeable, we can tell them the sort of evidence we've had and we'll give reason as to why we're there. But communicate, polite and fair, firm overall, but let's try and keep them on side as well. Okay.
With everyone briefed, it's time for PC Steve Morley and the team to hit the road.
Can we just confirm Oscar 99's up in the air and watching for us?
And as well as 20 officers on the ground, airborne reinforcements are also on standby.
I've contacted them this morning and just asked them to do a quick recce of the site as we're going down, just to make sure we're not going to find anything unexpected, like a large number of people turn up. And what they'll do is they'll watch the site as we enter, just to make sure, one, for officer safety reasons, and secondly, to make sure nobody's seen disposing of any evidence that we can't see.
Steve arrives at the first of the sites spotted by the chopper.
All right.
Just get me a drink, because I'm...
Yeah, that's not a problem. All right. But you understand what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right. Before we go and search everywhere, where's it growing? How many?
12 in it.
Just one shed?
Yeah.
Travellers know Steve well, and once he explains why he's there, they know the best option is to cooperate.
Is that one?
Yeah. Got nowhere to lie, so...
No, that's fine. Well, we knew it was here.
Just that one, pal?
There's 12 plants in there?
Yeah.
OK. Who's responsible for this?
Me.
It's yours, is it?
Yeah.
The man's happy to admit that they're his plants.
All right, because it's illegal. Yeah. When we take it all the way from here, I'll arrange for you to come into the police station for an interview, either later on today or tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right?
Yeah.
All right.
I know the deal.
You know the score, don't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Just feet away, the team have unearthed another shed full of cannabis.
This shed's also full of cannabis plants, so we'll be seizing all the plants that are in this one as well.
There are even more plants here than in the first shed, with a street value of £1,000. But this time, they are not the man's. They're his mother's.
That shed belongs to me.
That one here where the bike is?
Yes, that belongs to me.
OK. After we've took it all away, before we leave, I'll have a chat with you and I'll arrange to see you down at Cottingham Police Station, possibly tomorrow.
That'll be fine.
All right?
Yeah.
And you'll be coming for a voluntary interview, so you won't be under arrest. And then I'll interview you under caution. You can tell me all about it, and then we'll decide how we're going to deal with it.
Right.
Meanwhile, the helicopter evidence has proved invaluable.
The 3 sites where we'd had the intelligence that we'd got the warrants for, we've got drugs back from all 3. Will be 1 cannabis plant.
Once the sites have been photographed, the team takes samples of the plants to be sent to the lab for testing. The rest of the plants are bagged and tagged and taken away as evidence. Then it's time to remove the specialist equipment that's been used to grow the plants. It's been a good result, and the seizure has gone off without any trouble.
That's down to the way the neighbourhood teams worked with the Travellers over the last few years. They accept we've got a job to do. They know that the drugs have been found, they know that it's illegal, but they do it in the hope that they'll get away with it. And when days like this come and we turn up, it's like, right, yeah, we know what the score is. do what you have to, and we'll leave here today, and hopefully we'll have the same relationship as we've had before.
The team have raided over 200 growing sites in the last year alone. With this haul worth an estimated £4,000, it's more of the bad stuff off the streets. But as a further deterrent, Steve has a plan for the expensive equipment.
All the growing equipment is getting put into one of the council refuse vans because it'll get destroyed.
Each growing kit costs around £300, so it's expensive to replace. The team take this type of crime very seriously, and high-profile raids like this send out an important message to the local community. And Steve has some final words of warning for all concerned.
And don't grow it again, all right? Because all I'll keep doing is getting the helicopters to keep doing flyovers. And if there's a sign that you're growing it again, then we'll just have to come back again. Next time, it won't end up with a caution, you'll end up going to court. All right. And then you get a criminal conviction with a fine. All right. Okay. Right, so I'll see you both tomorrow then.
The woman was convicted of producing a controlled Class B drug and fined £110. Her son and 3 other people received a police caution. In Hull, Dave and Sean were on the trail of 2 men who were caught on camera stealing bottles of alcohol from a local supermarket. The men made off from the store on bicycles, but the police think they know who the suspects are and are already wanted by the police for other offences. They visited an address they know the men frequented, but another officer radios in to say he has spotted them on bikes just a few streets away.
Phoenix Road, you pull right in, turn left.
Dave and Sean head off in pursuit of the suspects. And 4 wheels are quicker than 2, meaning it doesn't take the police long to chase the wanted men down.
Wembley, left. Felton over 3, 2.
One of the runaways is in sight.
Behind and now going down. One's gone 10 foot, one's gone down the 10 foot.
But the other has cycled down the side road. The suspect spotted the officers, but he's got no intention of pulling over.
They went down Wembley Park Avenue, from Dickens Road, face left. But we're behind 1 mile now with a white grey top. It's a bit further.
He almost gets away, but the police box him in before running and putting the cuffs on this serial offender.
You haven't got anything on you, shouldn't have you? Let's have a look. That was good. One of the 2 we've been looking for all morning. Yeah, he's wanted on suspicion of at least 1 burglary. It's non-dwelling burglary. It's from a shop and several shop thefts as well. So he's been outstanding for a little while. He's well known to the police. It's a good result to get our hands on him. The other one went off down an alleyway, and that's the last I saw of him. But I've just heard that we've got hold of his bike, so he's now on foot in this area somewhere.
The bike the other suspect dumped is recovered.
There's the other bike.
And in the basket there is crucial evidence. Bottles of alcohol matching the ones stolen from the supermarket.
We've got bells and Al sees that, we'll book that into his biking, can't we, when the van comes.
Yeah.
And a call comes over the radio to say that the other fugitive's been collared.
Yeah, they've got all the other one as well, so good result, yeah.
1-0, thank you for that.
With both suspects detained, a van arrives to take them and the bikes away.
Still outstanding.
Back at the station, Dave and Sean book their suspect into custody. But not before giving him a thorough search to see if he has anything else on him. A short while later, the second suspect arrives and his appearance and clothing clearly match the CCTV footage that Sean and Dave watched at the supermarket. These repeat offenders can now expect to find the book being thrown at them for their crimes. On appearing in court, one man had the theft from the supermarket taken into consideration, but was convicted of 2 other offences of shoplifting on a different date and burglary. He was given a 12-month community order. The other man was convicted of the theft from the supermarket, along with 6 other counts of theft and burglary, receiving a 12-month community order. The neighbourhood teams believe that a major way to keep kids out of trouble is to ensure that they keep going to school. The police work with head teachers to do their best to make sure that this happens. Truancy rates in the UK have rocketed over the past few years, and nearly 10 million school days are missed. Over in Grimsby, PCSO Hayley Doust has been asked to help the family of a lad who has been skipping school.
The next thing we'll do is, if he's not been found, go around the area looking for him. Due to his age, it's not good for him to be hanging around the area on his own at this time.
As Hayley checks out some of the lad's known hangouts, she gets a call to say he's turned up at home. She's going to head over there to check out the lie of the land and to get the lad back to the classroom.
I've been made aware that he's come back to the address, and it's purely to go in and make sure everything's okay, he's safe. Once I know that, it'll be mother will be taking him back to school for the rest of the day. So my job really is just to make sure he's safe and well.
Experience tells her that truancy isn't usually just down to a dislike of school, but that playground politics and problems at home can often play a part.
I've known this male for about 4 years now, and the rest of the family actually, and it's a family that I'm trying to help. With a few problems that they have, it started to get better and now they've started to decline again. So it's just really a case of going in, speaking to him, keeping him as far as I can on the right path. But the rest of the work's got to be done by him now. And we've done most of what we can do with working with him, so the rest of it's up to him.
Together, the family leave the house to go back to the school and discuss the problem with the head teacher.
We're just going to go back to school.
As they walk, Hayley gets to the bottom of the boy's current problem. She finds out he's been arguing with his brother, who has been insulting Nan, and the quarrel has spilled over from home to the school, which they both attend.
So, basically, you didn't want to go back to school because you had an argument. Well, you had a bit of an argument with your brother. So, is it because he called you on Nana names? Is that why you had a fight? Okay, so if I speak to your brother and say, look, that's not on, you can't do that. It's not very nice to call your grandma names. Yeah?
The boy trusts Hayley, and it's another working example of how the neighbourhood police regularly work with families. They can help resolve problems taking place behind closed doors.
We've managed to get the young man going back to school. Unfortunately, the only way we could do it is by negotiating a little bit, so we've managed to get him going back for an hour or maybe a little bit longer if he goes and speaks to the headmaster of the school.
At the school, the head teacher shows his support for the boy and his education.
But we'll do our very best to make sure that he gets a good deal as well, because he's worth it. But we do need some help from you, don't we? Yeah? Good man.
I'll keep popping in to see you where you are.
You're going to stay at home this afternoon? New start tomorrow morning, yeah?
Are you going to stay in and sort your things?
It's a positive step forward that comes with a plan to help the lad catch up with any missed lessons.
Basically, the resolution is, he's gone in, he's had a meeting with the headmaster. The headmaster is also putting things together to help him try and stay at school a little bit longer, which he's going to do alternative schooling on a Tuesday and Thursday for a couple of hours, and then he's going to go to and just take it from there, really.
As the boy returns to school, Hayley reflects on the work the team still need to do to support the family and to maintain their confidence in the neighbourhood police.
That's just the way it is, unfortunately, and we're still working with the family as a whole to try and improve the situation, and it is gradually getting there. So it's good that he's now going to trust me, because I'm going to keep my word and let him go back and then let him come home, and he'll trust me and he'll listen to me again.
The neighbourhood team go above and beyond what we think of as police work, and this young lad knows that he can always depend on the support of officers like Hayley to help him through difficult times. Troublesome teenagers making a nuisance of themselves in public spaces accounts for more than a quarter of all the complaints the neighbourhood police teams receive. But in Humberside, the police mount regular patrols of communal spaces to make sure they're not being used for troublemaking. Earlier we saw that the neighbourhood team had to close a local skate park to stop it being damaged by youngsters. The team moved on a familiar face, but Paul's now paying his mother a visit to check up on him.
This is the house of the young lad we were speaking to in the park. We're just going to, very well known to us, we know them very well, they know us. We're just going to have a word with them regarding where was earlier, and obviously his behaviour and his attitude, and see what they've got to say, and also to see whether they've seen him.
For the boy's mother, this is a routine support visit by the police.
But his attitude and the way he is today...
And at the end of the day, we'll say, so you're 15, you know, right from wrong. If you do something wrong, you've got to suffer some consequences. How many chances do you need?
So don't be surprised if we come back later on with him in tow, but we'll see how it goes. All right.
His mother despairs about her son's behaviour at times, and like the mother of many teens, she finds herself at her wit's end about what to do. As the officers leave the house, they spot the lad loitering outside.
No, stop me up.
What for?
Anything, make something up, stop me up. Stop me up. Stop me up. Well, why not?
He seems distressed, and they are concerned to find out why.
I don't know why you're acting this way. No one can speak to you quite reasonably, can't we? You can't let them jump and stuff, but someone's got under your collar today. Stop me up, please.
You're not normally like this, are you? You're quite clearly upset about something. What's wrong with you?
No, stop me up already.
We've got no desire to lock you up. I don't want to lock you up at the end of the day.
Paul's concerned he may have taken some drugs, so they decide to search him.
Have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have on you? Huh? You sure about that? All right, well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to search you. I'm going to search you on the Misuse of Drugs Act, all right? Because I'm unhappy with your behaviour and the way you are. So come here. So just come here. What have you got? Just don't be silly. All I want to know is what you've got on you.
I ain't got no.
Right, so what have you... Well, why are you behaving like this? All right? I've told you why I'm searching you, all right? Your behaviour, you can't stand still for 2 minutes. You're asking to be locked up. Your eyes are all over the place, all right? And that's why I'm searching you, to see whether you've got any drugs on you, OK? All right, take your hat off. Hat off. Hat off.
No, innit, mate?
Right, OK.
Nothing is found on the boy, and he calms down and goes on his way.
Well, let's go talk to your mum and dad now. Huh? You off? Yeah. All right, then.
And there you go. That's the problem that we're up against day in and day out, and it's not just him, there's hundreds of young kids in this area with a similar sort of attitude.
To be honest, he's obviously upset about something tonight, and he's obviously trying to get himself arrested, which is unfortunate. If he really wants to be arrested, I think he would have done, wouldn't he? He would have done something, but...
The skate park has since reopened without any further problems. Complaints about teenagers loitering on the streets and creating a menace accounted for over 20,000 calls the police received in Humberside last year. But over in North Lincolnshire, the police believe they've come up with a recipe for keeping kids off the street by giving them something to do. Jim and the neighbourhood team have been working with local organisations setting up a variety of clubs to get young people off the street. One of these is called Street Sports, and tonight Jim is heading down to one of the sessions to see how they're getting on. Activities like this take place every night across North Lincolnshire and provide local young people with not just a safe place to hang out, but also valuable advice and support from outreach workers.
How are you? Not so bad yourself? Good, yeah, not so bad. Cheers. Congratulations on your driving test.
Thank you very much.
And job, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Reese is a former member of Street Sports. The scheme helped him turn his life around, and now he wants to help other youngsters do the same.
I know Sergeant Main on a personal level from when I was a bit younger. Unfortunately, it was for the wrong reasons. There was a few occasions where I was drinking on the streets and stuff. I heard about this sort of project through one of my mates, actually, at the time when I was still at school. And, you know, at first it was really welcoming, they come along, it's a safe environment, do you know what I mean? I became a volunteer about a year and a half ago, and basically now I've completed all my qualifications, and now I've got a job with them full time. It makes it so much easier when you've got support behind you, it makes it so much easier to succeed.
The club's founder Maureen is proud of Reese's progress.
You could see when he was taking part in street sport, there were leadership skills there, and it was a case of just honing them, supporting them, and I think you can see the end product in that he does have a wonderful rapport with the young people.
Most enjoyment you get from it is coming down to events like this and seeing it in action.
Neighbourhood policing is all about working across the local community and addressing the problems it faces. And with the help of clubs like Street Sports, the team can continue to secure a better future for young people across the region.
Going to events like that, talking to Reece, realising that you've actually made a difference and he knows you by name and telling you you've made a difference to his life, that makes this job so much worthwhile. From, in his own words tonight, he doesn't know where he would have been if it wasn't for professionals. And yes, we attend meetings, yes, we mix with different agencies and professionals to get these events organised, but there's nothing more rewarding than coming down and actually engaging with those young people, getting involved with them and seeing them enjoy themselves.
By making neighbourhoods a safer place, the police are winning the public over with a style of policing that's truly interactive. But the public's goodwill is only as strong as the results the police can keep delivering. Coming up, the police investigate a mysterious crime scene.
So how long ago would you say it is then that you last had any contact with her at all?
Weekend after Christmas.
The neighbourhood team continue their crackdown on drugs during a morning raid.
Police, stay where you are! Police!
Get in the van and let's get it done.
And a new strategy sees the police try to shut up shop on the oldest profession in the world.
Don't tell me I don't work.
Yeah, I'm not asking you.
No, I know. I'm saying, so you're telling me I can't go see my mate?